A lot is going on right now, guys. It's April 12th. That means we just got the latest inflation reading from March. And it shows, as I told you it would, inflation continues to come down. I'm going to show you a 1-year chart, 5-year chart, 10-year chart. You'll see the trend. Once inflation starts to fall, it typically comes down relatively quickly. Now understand that nothing in this video is intended as personalized trading advice for you. This channel is about you, your financial health, security, your financial wealth, building it, finding the opportunities, avoiding the risks. That's what it's all about. You. So now the expectations are for a 25 basis point rate hike, a quarter point rate hike at the next meeting, which will continue to put more pressure against the health of the economy, which in turn will feed into falling inflation. And it's more important right now than ever to get your fiscal house in order and start paying attention to this stuff. It sucks. I know. Who wants to pay attention to this? But you have to. You have to. You do not want to be like 99% of people who are about to get incredibly surprised by all these problems that have been brewing. I've been talking about them for ages. I talked about them well ahead of time, and now here they are. People are not even going to see this coming. They're not aware of it. You need to see it coming. You need to know what's going on so that you can make the right moves to better yourself, your financial position, preserve your wealth, help the people you care about. That's what this is about. And do me a favor. I need to ask for your help. Finish this sentence. The biggest problem with the Peter Leeds YouTube channel is... And then put the comments below. Tell me what you think. I need some help here, guys. I'm struggling. And all of this came out just this morning. IMF warns hard landing within the realm of possibilities for the U.S. economy. That is absolutely not even news. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that some people thought that there was not the possibility of a hard landing, and they have to voice it. That's what the IMF gets paid to do, to tell you that, well, it's still possible we might have a hard landing. Well, yeah. And Warren Buffett warns that we're not through all the bank failures yet. Well, again, yeah, obviously. Is there anyone who did not know that? Please raise your hand. And if you're new here, my name is Peter Leeds. Along with my entire team, we publish the world famous Stock Pick newsletter. And we've been in business for over 2.5 decades. The consumer price index eased to 5% in March 2023 on an annual basis, down from the 6% in February, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics inflation report. And speaking of the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, these charts all come directly from them. So either you're thinking that they're lying, they're misrepresenting the information, or you're thinking that inflation is declining. And typically, if you're still arguing that inflation is going to rise, it's because you said that months ago, years ago, and so you have to stick with your comment, your statement. You have to go down with the ship. Fine, nobody minds to go down with the ship, but you can call a donkey a goat, but that doesn't make it a goat. Inflation rises just 0.1% in March and 5% from a year ago as Fed rate hikes take hold. What do they mean by that? Fed rate hikes taking hold, meaning that the rate increases are actually now having an impact on the economy, slowing things down finally. It takes a little while to get to that point. Now that is all factoring in. That's why the next meeting of the Federal Reserve, they'll probably raise a little bit. That's what the expectation is now. But not much more than that, and not too much more going forward. They're starting to realize that we've got inflation mainly under control, even though it's higher than it was a year ago for a lot of stuff. It rose up a lot, and now it's generally waning lower. Consumer price index rose 0.1% in March and 5% from a year ago, both of which were below the estimates. Excluding food and energy, core CPI behaved as they expected, an increase of 0.4% and 5.6% for the year, but energy costs fell and food prices were flat. Used vehicle prices also declined. Expect more of that going forward for new vehicles too, used vehicles especially. And even the one thing that is increasing still is shelter costs. I went at 0.6%, which was the smallest gain since November. But if you look year over year, shelter costs are still 8.2% higher than they were a year ago. So while that is still some pretty significant inflation, the speed of the increase has dramatically slowed down. Sort of like disinflation, which is what we saw first. I called it months ahead of time. We saw it. It played out. It's come and gone. What's next? There's going to be deflation, economic hardships. The US dollar is going to fall off a cliff. Real estate is in a very precarious situation right now, and it's set up to have a long and dramatic fall lower. It's already started in parts of Canada. Some houses are going for hundreds of thousands of dollars less than they did a year ago already. The States, it'll be no different. And of course, you guys know in all of this that I fully expect gold prices to rise significantly. The debt bomb is becoming noticed. It was not noticed for so long. People talked about it, they grumbled about it, they just assumed someone would take care of it. Nobody did. Here we are. This debt bomb is a major, major problem. Every economic consideration we have, every decision we make to do with the economy now is under the guise of this absolutely crippling debt bomb that is floating above our shoulders. There was a time when we could have had fiscal responsibility and dealt with the debt so that it's not so cumbersome, but we just blew right past that point and we're just flying off the cliff here. How does this debt go away? You tell me. I'd love to know. But anyways, this is just a super short video today just to tell you and get you up to speed on a few of those things that we'll have to keep in mind going forward. We love you guys. You guys are awesome. Anything you need to know, just reach out. Questions at peterleeds.com. We can answer your questions anytime you want.